What's up, fiends? Alucard here, and today I'm going to recommend some movies for you for Tubi. Alright, so for those that don't know, Tubi is a free streaming service. It does have some ads. They're not too intrusive, though. You only get like 2 or 3 breaks per movie. They have movies, TV shows. They even have some live TV channels, which I'll get to in another video. So today I'm going to talk about some movies that I recommend you to watch. All right, so first up, I'm going to recommend Arabella, Black Angel from 1989. It is an Italian movie directed by S.F.W. Um, and it is about a sex addict and her writer husband hatching a scheme that lures in people and murders them for basically material for his book. I saw this one on one of the Roku channels one night, and it's actually a pretty interesting little movie. It's kind of sleazy. It's all this stuff. Yeah. But it's definitely something that you'll remember once you watch it. I promise you. But if you're into like the darker, seedier stuff, this one's a good one to check out. All right, next one I'm going to recommend is Arena from 1991. This is kind of a sci-fi fighting type of thing. It's between like this human Earthling guy and he fights all these space monsters. It is kind of cheesy, but it totally works. I don't. There's something about it that just totally worked. And I always really liked this one. I used to catch this one on HBO growing up. It is a PG-13 movie, so nothing too super graphic or anything. There's some fake blood and whatnot. This is sort of like that Real Steel movie, but it's a human versus an alien type thing. It's kind of that vibe, I guess you could say. All right, and since we're on the fighting mode here, I'm going to recommend Lady Blood Fight. This is basically a female-driven version of Bloodsport or Kickboxer. That's basically what it is. It's released in 2017, and it stars Amy Johnston, who's right there on the cover. And she is a badass. She just kicks everybody's butt. It's pretty cool, and the fight scenes are great. She is a fantastic martial artist. I hope she actually does some more stuff because she's really good, and fun to watch. So yeah, if you like Kickboxer or Van Damme type movies or fighting movies, definitely check this one out, Lady Blood Fight. All right, and since right now it's summertime, I'm going to recommend The Sandlot. Yep, the 1993 absolute classic. Of course, this is a baseball movie. Takes place during the summer of 1962. It's basically a new kid moves into town, and he gets involved with this like ragtag baseball team. It's a good family movie. There's nothing like super offensive or anything in it. I don't even like baseball. Like that's not my thing. But this movie's great. It's sort of like the Bad News Bears, but for the 90s, I guess you could say. All right, next up, I'm going to recommend S.F.W. Stands for So Effin' What. So this came out in the mid-90s. It stars Stephen Dorff and Reese Witherspoon in an early role. Basically, this is a crazy movie about this guy who's held hostage, and every move is basically recorded onto national television. So he kind of becomes this household name, and it's a really interesting story. It's shot very like MTV style, fast cuts and whatnot. Definitely something different for sure. And I don't want to tell you too much about it. I really don't, because I want you to watch it, because It's a very good movie, and it's a movie that I think is not quite talked about enough. Next up, from our friends from Trauma, we have Sgt Kabuki NYPD. This is an action comedy directed by Michael Hertz and Lloyd Kaufman. Yeah. So this is about a kind of a bumbling New York detective, and he gets transformed into Sergeant Kabuki Man. As you can see from the cover, it's insane. um, now this is a PG-13 trauma movie, so you're not gonna get all the nudity and all the stuff. So this one's a little bit safer for the kiddos to watch. I'm not saying kiddos should watch this one, but it's your discretion. But it uh, it is a very fun movie. It's very much like Toxic Avenger type of stuff, but just toned down a little bit and kind of amped up with the comedy. All right, next up, I'm actually going to recommend a romantic comedy. I know you're like, what? Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you a little story about this one before I reveal it. So I saw this one years ago. Like I want to say probably about 20 years ago. A buddy of mine and myself, we were looking for something to watch. We both worked at a video store at the time, and we'd seen all the new stuff. We'd seen it all. So we were just looking for something, and we saw this on the shelf, and we were like, hey, you want to watch this? It was like, sure, why not? And so we went back and we started watching it. And at first we thought we were just gonna oh, this is gonna be stupid. We'll just make fun of it or whatever. Like riff track style. And so it started, and we both started really enjoying it, and we sat there and we watched it, and it's a really good little movie. Yeah. So it is called Two Can Play That Game, with Vivica A. Fox and Morris Chestnut. Anthony Anderson's in it. Monique is in it. Whole bunch of people. But yeah, it's a romantic comedy. It's about a successful career woman, and she sees her guy dancing with another lady. So all this craziness starts happening. It's really funny. It's really cute. It's I was highly entertained by it. Apparently, they have made a sequel that I did not know about until recently called Three Can Play That Game, which is also available on Tubi. So I'm going to have to watch that one now. But yeah, this is actually a really good little movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And like I said, my friend and I were actually shocked at how much we both liked it. And romantic comedies are not our thing. Like, it's not my thing. It was not really his thing. But yeah, this one was very entertaining, and I do recommend it if you like that sort of thing. Next up, I have sort of I guess you'd call it a thriller. It's called Woman in Gold, starring Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds, Katie Holmes, and Tatiana Maslany. This was released in 2015. It's based on a true story of a lady's battle to recover her family's priceless paintings, which was seized during the Nazis in World War II. This movie it's intense. Helen Mirren is absolutely fantastic in this movie. So is Ryan. Actually, the acting in this movie altogether, I find is really really stellar. Katie Holmes is good. Tatiana Maslany is always amazing. So yeah, I do recommend this if you're into a thriller, type of thing. So yeah, so that's my recommendations of movies for you for Tubi for this month of July of 2022. So yeah, leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've seen any of these, if you like any of these, or if you're gonna watch any of these. Please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And also give me a thumbs up. Really helps me out. And other than that, guys, I'll see y'all later. So remember to stay spooky. Peace.